The following is a local resident producer's program. The program content is the sole responsibility of the producer and does not necessarily reflect the views or policies of Oshkosh Media, the City of Oshkosh, or your video service provider.
Hello, this is Edward Caston for another edition of Making It Happen. Thanks for joining me on this cold, snowy day, Michael, from the Rotary.
Yes, nice to meet you.
So who founded the Rotary?
So Rotary was founded back in 1905 by Paul Harris and a group of businessmen in Chicago. Paul actually was born in Racine, Wisconsin, but moved to Chicago for business, and then with a small group of like-minded individuals decided to start a Rotary club, which was just a service organization that they did good deeds in the community. In fact, actually the first good deed that the Rotary Club ever did was they put in the first public toilet in Chicago.
Ever?
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, the Rotary has grown from that very small beginning and has become a worldwide organization. And we've actually, the Oshkosh Rotary Club, which I'm the president of, has been in Oshkosh since 1917. So 102 years.
So the Rotary's mission still remaining the same, to do good deeds around the community? And
Yeah. The mission of Rotary is just that, to serve the community, and really, we live by the motto of service above self.
So if somebody comes to you with a need, then if they need something,
we try to either help them find the services that they need, or we see if we can help them directly.
Mm-hmm. How old is the Rotary Club in Oshkosh here?
So we just celebrated our 100th year 2 years ago, so we're 102 years old.
How special was that?
It was wonderful. We had several people come in from...
Because that's quite the milestone.
It was, yes. So we had people come in from international and speak, and that was a really great event. It was actually another cold and snowy day that day, so it made for some interesting travels to get here, but everybody was here and had a great time.
How many members does Oshkosh have?
So there are actually 3 Rotary clubs in Oshkosh right now.
Oh, because it's so big?
Right. So the Oshkosh Rotary Club is the original. Been around for over 100 years. We have 70 members in our club.
Okay.
There's Oshkosh Southwest Rotary, which has been around for just shy of 50 years, and they have just about 100 members in their club. And then there's a new E-Club, so they actually meet online, but they're primarily people from Oshkosh, and they have probably about 20 people in their club, and always looking to expand.
So can you join any one of them?
Absolutely.
Or do you have to live on a certain side of town? Or?
No, that's actually a pretty common question that we get, because the name of Oshkosh Southwest, and then often we get called Downtown Rotary. Okay. Originally, that was the names based off of where we met.
Okay.
But now we actually all meet in the same place, just on different days of the week. So it's really just the names of our organizations. It doesn't separate us by where we work or anything like that.
And how long have you been president now?
So I've been president since July. Okay. So just a couple of months now. It's only a 1-year term that you serve as president of our club. Other clubs have different rules.
Okay. And how long have you been a member of Rotary now?
I've been a member of the Oshkosh Rotary Club for 6 years.
And why did you decide to join?
I was, when I came to Oshkosh for work, I wanted to give back. I wanted to get involved in the community. Mm-hmm. And I went around to a lot of different service organizations, and I really enjoyed Rotary's mission of service above self, and that concept of giving back to not only your community, but also communities around the world, because of that international component. And then once I met the people who I am now in the club with, I knew that those friendships were going to be something that I would treasure, and that's why I joined and continued to be a part of the organization.
Mm-hmm. And how many officers does Rotary have? Because I know there's president, and then
Yeah, so
different clubs have different officers.
they
so.
do. There's president, there's past president, there's president-elect, treasurer, secretary. We have something called a sergeant at arms,
Okay.
which every club treats it a little differently. Ours tends to be welcoming the guests, and it's more of a fun position. Some clubs use it as more of a stern position as opposed to having some fun with it.
Yeah. Now, can women join Rotary too, or is it just a guys thing?
No, when Rotary was founded, it was a men's organization.
Okay.
But for about 30 years now, it's been a co-ed organization. So absolutely, women can join. I think 4 out of our last 6 presidents of the Oshkosh Rotary Club have all been women.
Okay. And what finally broke the barrier? Because you said within the last 30, so.
Yeah, I think sometimes it becomes a question of just being an organization that has a long history and people aren't willing to change.
Mm-hmm.
But I know
But
that
you have to change with the time, though.
you do.
If you want to survive.
Yes.
As an organization.
Yes, and actually the Oshkosh Rotary Club, we immediately, as soon as it became something that was an option, we immediately brought in several women to the club, and several of them are still members to this day.
Okay.
They've been a member for that long. And one of them, Kathy Zimmerman, has been not only president of our club, but has worked her way up and has been involved in Rotary leadership at a very high level, including district governor and even serving on international committees.
And that's really key because that empowers women to say, hey, I can do a leadership role. I can do this.
Absolutely.
So they don't have to feel inferior or scared or.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's, I really, actually, Kathy is a perfect example of everything that is possible as a member of Rotary, whether you're a man or a woman, that you can be very involved and develop great friendships around the world based on performing these acts of service.
Okay, this is a loaded question. You might not have an answer for me right away, but how has Rotary changed your life and your perspective?
Ooh, that is a good one. So my day job,
Yeah.
I'm the CEO of the Winnebago Conflict Resolution Center. So I work with people who are in conflict and try to help people resolve those conflicts.
Okay.
One of the areas of focus of Rotary on an international basis is the promotion of peace.
Yeah.
So it fits very nicely in with what I do and what I believe in professionally. And so I'm able to give back to Oshkosh as well as to the world in a way that fits with what I believe in and how I have a vision for the world to be, a more peaceful and happier world.
Do you think Rotary's taught you to be more humble? Or have you always had that humbleness?
I don't know how humble I am, but I appreciate the compliment. I think that what Rotary has done for me is to help me to understand the ways that I can give back to the community and what some of the needs are in the community.
Okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, as far as giving back to the community, how has it changed you on a personal level?
Yeah, so, I mean, one of my favorite Rotary stories, the Oshkosh Rotary Club teamed up with the other 2 Rotary clubs in town, and we put on Wisconsin's Best Rib Fest for several years over Labor Day weekend in Menominee Park.
Oh,
and that Rib Fest was a lot of work. I mean, this was a 4-day festival, outdoors, rain or shine, and having the opportunity to work with other people, Brad Hunter, Was one of the gentlemen who I worked with very closely for all 4 days, from the moment that the sun came up till midnight, and we were, changing the trash. We were driving around getting.
Did you guys have a good turnout for that?
We had good turnouts when the weather was good.
Yeah.
But it was a wonderful event and great for the community, and something that Rotary has tried to do is be that benefit to the community.
Mm-hmm. And are you amazed by the outreach of people that come to your events and want to know more about Rotary? And
yeah, it's interesting because obviously Rotary has been around for over 100 years,
mm-hmm.
But people aren't really sure what it is. Is it a club? Is it a group? Is it a service organization? And so that question gets asked a lot. Well, what is the Rotary Club? I thought it was just a group of old men sitting in a room somewhere, laughing, and it's way more than that. I mean, it's a group of people in the community who want to give back. It's an opportunity to provide service. We collect food at the farmers market that is then donated to the food pantry. Mm-hmm. We provide things that the community needs. The clock in Opera House Square. You can see that there's actually a big Rotary Club symbol right in the middle, because that was donated by the Rotary Club. And there are other things. Even right here in City Hall, there's a big plaque of the 4-way test of Rotary.
So sometimes, do you think Rotary gets a lot of misconception then?
Yes. I think people don't know what Rotary is. And so having the opportunity to come here and on your show is a great opportunity for us to talk about what Rotary is and what we can do in our community as an organization.
What's your vision? I know you just became president in July, but it'll be till next July probably.
Yeah.
What's your vision for Rotary within the coming year?
We have a lot of really fun ideas we have planned. One of them is, I can't spoil the surprise yet,
okay.
But we have a very well-loved restaurant that used to be in Oshkosh that's going to make a comeback. We're going to bring it back for one night only, and it's going to be a pretty fun event. And that will be a fundraiser as well as just a fun event for the community. And then,
so it's a one night only?
Yeah, it'll be a pop-up restaurant. So we'll bring back that restaurant for one night,
okay.
And it'll be just a fun event. And when the Rotary Club raises money, we're able to do things like give scholarships, or provide services and things to the community, like building the gazebo in the Leach Amphitheater.
Mm-hmm. Or like maybe giving college scholarships too.
We do. We give a lot of scholarships through Fox Valley Tech, as well as we have foreign exchange students, both that come here to Oshkosh through the Rotary organization, as well as the opportunity for students to go from Oshkosh to the world to study abroad and learn new things.
Mm-hmm. So has anybody become like international officers and stuff? Because you said some women have become international officers. And
yeah. So from the Oshkosh Rotary Club, Kathy Zimmerman has gone on to serve even on the Council of Legislation with Rotary International, which develops like the international constitution and the bylaws and the other documents that run the organization. So there's been a lot of opportunity. The Oshkosh Rotary Club has had, I think it's 8 or 9 people who have gone on to be district governor. So that's kind of overseeing the district, which is I think it's about 30 Rotary clubs, and so it's a that in and of itself is a pretty cool position. And actually, the next district governor is also from Oshkosh, not from the Oshkosh Rotary Club, but actually from the Oshkosh Southwest Rotary Club.
So, for membership now, what is the membership fee?
So, for the Oshkosh Rotary Club, you pay dues, which go to international and district, and then because we meet over lunch, we do have we ask that you pay for your meals. Now, we actually have changed a few things this year, where in the past it was you just had one type of membership, and now one of the things that I wanted to bring about is this change where there's actually a couple of different kinds of membership now, where you can join the club and be not just somebody who comes to lunch, but somebody who provides service in the community, and that can be part of your dues.
Is that a change at the local level or district level?
That's a change just for the Oshkosh Rotary Club. But I know that there are other clubs who have been very interested to see how this experiment works.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be just a lunch thing.
Right. And so having that opportunity to give back to the community can be some of your dues. There's still a financial component.
A couple years ago, I had the honor of, I think it was going up to Appleton, because the Appleton Rotary donated some money to the Special Olympics, like a $3,000 check, and I gave a speech how the Special Olympics impacted my life. And do you guys still sing at your meetings too? Like you guys have an opening song, and
Yep.
I don't even know how it goes, but because I can't remember, but.
Yeah, so the Oshkosh Rotary Club does still sing. There are other clubs that have done away with the singing, but we do. We still sing every meeting.
Was that something that was originally founded?
I think that was part of the idea, and I think it's kind of developed over time, depending on the songs and whether or not people wanted to take part in that.
Mm-hmm. Are you surprised by the growth of Rotary? Because, you said Oshkosh has 3 clubs. Mm-hmm. Are you surprised by the growth?
Rotary, in the last maybe 5 to 10 years has started to wane a little bit in terms of its membership. We actually were bigger, but on an international level, Rotary is huge. There's over 1.2 million members of Rotary around the world.
So what do you think you could do better locally then?
I think just having people understand what is a Rotary Club, having people understand that it's not just a lunch, it's not a networking organization. You do get to network, but it's really more about giving back to the community and providing that opportunity for service as a group. Individually we can all pull, but together we can pull more.
And I mentioned this earlier, but what do you think one of the biggest misconceptions is? That it's just that they're lost on what it is?
I think that not understanding what the Rotary Club is, or that it's a service organization where you can give back, is probably the biggest. I think there's also, especially with
because it's not just a social hour. It's not just a.
Yeah, it's not just a social hour. We are looking to give back to the community.
Mm-hmm. And over time, what have you learned about yourself? I might have asked this question earlier, but what have you learned about yourself over time?
Yeah, so
because you can kind of correlate Rotary with your job. So how do you kind of like mix the two together?
So because I work in the world of conflict resolution and peace, I think that bringing that together and being involved in the community, being involved in the Rotary Club, being involved in other nonprofits in the community has been a wonderful opportunity to learn about Oshkosh, meet people, and then ultimately to make this a better community. I mean, I have 3 kids, and I want them to live in a wonderful community. And I just met your daughter, who's beautiful.
Yes.
And I want this to be an even better community for them than the community that I found, which is a fantastic.
Well, it's like with little Oshkosh, they just updated their playground.
Yeah.
So now hopefully I can go play with my daughter when she gets old enough.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and actually the Little Oshkosh, the original one, was actually a lot of the work to build that was donated by Rotarians.
Oh, like building in time and hours.
Right. Yeah. So bringing out their hammers and their screwdrivers, that was a lot of that work was done by Rotarians.
Do you guys ever deal with the Oshkosh Special Olympics here in town? You ever had any, because I've been involved I've been involved with Special Olympics for 30 years.
That's amazing.
So it's been 30 and a half years. So, or let's say if somebody needed a ramp or a modification on their home, would the Rotary be willing to, look at whatever?
Yeah, we get people who reach out directly to us on a regular basis to see if there's opportunities to talk about their needs, as well as at every one of our meetings we also have people come and, as you mentioned, give a talk about what is going on in the community and what are the needs and what are the benefits that maybe it's another organization like the United Way or Special Olympics or some other organization coming in, as well as businesses or private individuals coming in to talk about what they're doing in Oshkosh or Wisconsin to make the world a better place.
Because I've lived here for 16 years, and there's a lot of stuff out there in Oshkosh that people don't know about yet.
Absolutely.
It's like it's the best kept secret, and I'm like, okay, how did it take this long to reach me, or how come I did not know about this?
Yes.
Do you find that too?
I do, and one of the things
that's why we need to work together.
That's right, exactly. And I'm very involved in the community because I believe in that, and I think that it's important to
it's vital,
give back.
Right?
Yes, I think it's very important to give back. So for the Rotary Club, we meet at the hotel, the Oshkosh Premier Waterfront Hotel, and we meet on Mondays at noon. And so everyone is welcome to come and be a visitor and see what our club is about. And then if you like it, you can join. You can join as a regular member or as a service member or other membership types depending on your special needs.
Now, do the officers vote on or do you decide as a membership of, how does that get, how does something get passed?
If somebody wants to become a member, it goes in front of the board of directors, and then it also goes to the whole membership. And really, our club is very welcoming. We welcome everyone to come and try it out and see if Rotary is for you.
Okay. You said you have a lot of things coming up in the year. Can you mention a few other things without spoiling? I don't want to,
Yeah, the Oshkosh Rotary Club does the chili cook-off every fall. So we just finished up the chili cook-off.
Where was that held?
At the Leach Amphitheater.
Okay.
And we donate the proceeds of that.
See that's one thing that bothers me. I don't think, and I know it's hard to advertise, but I don't think stuff gets enough advertisements.
Yeah, it's always hard to know how much do we advertise. Do we spend dollars to advertise for an event that's trying to make money? And so that's a struggle.
So how was the chili cook-off? You have a good turnout?
It was wonderful. Yeah, it was a great event. It was the weather actually was okay.
How many people made chili?
I think we had 20 different chilies this year.
Holy cow!
And then on top of that,
is that grown? You think?
Yeah. We're constantly looking to grow it, and then the proceeds of the event actually benefit the day-by-day warming shelter.
Yeah. What a great way to reach out to them, because they really do need it.
Yeah.
Do need the funds and stuff. So, kudos to Rotary. What are some other things throughout the year? What do you got coming up?
We always do a flower sale right around Mother's Day. And so that's another fundraiser that we do, but it also helps to beautify the community. We just finished up Socktober, where we, both us as well as our Partners in Learning School, South Park Middle School, we collected socks and we had a little competition between the middle school as well as the Rotary Club to see who could collect more socks.
With winter coming, that's got to always be a struggle because Oshkosh is we have a
It's cold.
we have a big heart, but it's a poor community.
Yeah,
So
and it gets cold.
and there's probably a lot of kids that need socks.
Yes. And
Has that need grown?
I don't know how much the need has grown, but I know that we were able to collect over 400 pairs of socks for the community just in 1 month between the Rotary Club and South Park Middle School.
So, Socktober just finished.
Yeah. We do, we go out and we help out ringing the bells for the Salvation Army. We usually do a canned soup drive around February.
Okay.
We call it the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And then we have other little events around.
Now, who do you help out with the canned soup drive?
Those usually we send those off to the food pantry.
Okay.
Just this past year.
Do you divide it up, or do you just donate it to one pantry, or does it go to, because we have like 6 or 7 pantries?
Yeah, we do try to, we send most of it to the Oshkosh Food Pantry, but we send some to Father Carr's and others as well.
Okay.
One thing that Oshkosh Rotary Club took on this past year, and I think we're going to be taking it on in some capacity again this year, was the 4th of July event with Sawdust Days discontinuing.
I felt that I had mixed feelings about that because I know where people were coming from as far as the drinking, but I also know that it was a good family event. So
yeah, and we were sad to see the Sawdust Days.
Because 47 years.
Yeah,
so.
But we felt that there needed to be something, a family event available for the community.
So is Rotary going to try to bring something back?
This past year we did do the event at the Leach Amphitheater as well as Riverside Park, and this coming year we're in talks to see what we can do. Did
you guys have any parking issues? Because parking is always a struggle.
It is. You put a lot of people in a small space, parking's going to be an issue.
But did you have good turnout though?
We did. It was a wonderful event, and I think people really enjoyed having a family-friendly event for the community in Oshkosh.
Mm-hmm. Within our last 2 or 3 minutes here, I told you that I was involved with Special Olympics the last 30 years, 16 here in Oshkosh. I would love to develop a relationship with Rotary because we're always looking for volunteers.
Absolutely.
We can never get enough volunteers because I do bowling, basketball, track, bocce, and I do gymnastics too because we're always looking for, like I said, we're always looking for volunteers, and I think a lot of men from Rotary and men or women from Rotary could come and help out because, let me tell you, you can grow. I mean, Special Olympics has given me more confidence to become the person I am. Without Special Olympics, I wouldn't have been able to go to college. I wouldn't have been able to. So, a person from Rotary could really learn a lot.
Absolutely.
So,
and I think Rotary is always looking for partners and speakers as well as ways to give back to the community.
So, do you have any goals as president coming up here in this next year? Because I know you might have some Rotary goals, but maybe some personal goals that you want to put your stamp on.
One of the things that Rotary clubs and really a lot of clubs like that are looking to do is attract members. And I think one of the things that that my focus is on this year, as well as actually the international president, his goal is to stop trying to recruit members, stop trying to bring people, but instead be such a vibrant organization that people want to join. So attract as opposed to recruit.
Okay.
And so one thing that I'm really focused on is developing the Rotary Club to make it more of something that people want to be a part of, as opposed to something that people are being dragged to.
Okay. We only have like 30 seconds left, so what would you say to the community to get them to join, or really quick?
I would say I'll just end it with the 4-way test of Rotary, because Rotary charges us to live our lives by the 4-way test of the things that we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. This is Edward Katzen for making it happen.